Hello everybody, hope you had a nice weekend. We're going to go ahead and work up some Obsidian flake points. Maybe make a couple of Vendetta and a couple of Calapooya types. And I've got more of that same material. I'm trying to build kind of a collection. So I went through and I picked some flakes that can be shaped. Vendettas and Calapooya points are pretty small. So we're trying to utilize the same rock that I've been working. And we'll see what we can make out of these otherwise scrap pieces. I've probably got about a dozen here. We could definitely make triangular points. That would not be hard at all. But that's what I kind of want to do. And do it without cutting myself. I'm actually gonna dump this bowl out. Put him in here. My wife's probably like, "Where's that bowl?" What bowl? I'll show you what those point types look like. So if you guys are just new to my channel, this book is very handy. As you can see, I got a bunch of bookmarks in here. It's very handy. It is artifacts from all across the United States, even into Alaska. And it's by region. So for Obsidian, I like to look at the far west region. Of course, I haven't been in this book in a while, so it's near the back, I believe. Here we go, far west region, which I believe is California, Oregon. Yeah, so it's Washington, Oregon, Nevada, California, right here. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the Vendetta point type. Oh, here's the Calapooya. You can see how small they get. See how small those guys are? This one's a cool one. But they're really small points. And then the Vendetta. And then I'll get to work and quit boring you guys. Or bore you more. Depends on how you look at it. Vendetta. So the Vendetta points are also fairly small. So that's a good one there. Oh, sorry. I keep dropping the book here. So you can see the Vendetta. Looks like angry, barbed Christmas trees. So, also very cool points. I think to start, we're going to go with a Vendetta. And basically what we're going to do is make a triangular shaped point. About a thumb width wide. Use my thumb as a gauge here. Nope, too wide. So about as wide as my first finger, and 1.5 of my first finger. So though they're not very big points, they're quite small. So my fingers aren't that big. So alright, that's what we're gonna try to do. Let me grab a piece of obsidian here. And this one's super thin. I don't know if this one will survive, but we'll try it. So here's what we got. It's a very thin piece. We're gonna lose a lot of material, and also curves at the base. So if we bring that off right here, that's plenty of width. And then we can go length is 1.5, 1 plus roughly 1/4. Using my finger as a ruler. Looks like we're probably not. That may not work. Might do a smaller one. So we're just picking through here. Here's a good one. Oh, it's got plenty of width and it's got good thickness. We'll try this one. If it breaks, we'll go to this one. I don't want to bore you any more than I probably already have. I think I'm gonna go ahead and I gotta make another one of these. I really like this edge, this thin edge. It's really nice. For general shaping, I might use an olive oil. find them. Ugh. I might have got frustrated and pitched them. Here we go. It's a little hole in the bone. What's cool about this is you can put a tip on it, and it's always that thick. So you don't have to worry about getting super blunt pieces. So. Alright, let's see what we can do here. We're going to go ahead and get rid of the sharp edges first. I don't know if you guys have ever traded with Ryan Clifford. If you are lucky enough, you'll know what I'm talking about. But his points are this thin. I mean, they are ridiculously thin. And whether he's working flake points or not, it doesn't matter. It's incredibly skilled work. I don't care if he's using copper or not. It's very impressive. He's making these gorgeous cahokias and, you know, doing really good work. Very impressive. Very, very impressive. So I think to start I'm going to use this firm hand pad here. And I'm going to put this on here. So we got to pull this base off. So we're just working this flake here. Let's see if I can get you guys a little bit angled better. Let's see if that's any better. Let me know if that works for you guys. It looks like we're in frame, so that's good news. When you're working something this thin, you really got to watch your squeeze, how much you're squeezing. Otherwise, you'll snap it right in half just by squeezing on it. So I'm going to go ahead and try shaping this on my knee a little bit more. It's got the right width. See if we can trim this up a little bit better. Try and get rid of the curved base. It's more than we need. A little bit more. I'm guessing I'm going to break this in half. It's very thin. And if I don't break it in half, it would be a small miracle. But we'll see. Just working on getting that base thinned out. It's got good width already, it's just it's wonky. Could always make that the tip. Make this the base down here. That way we can get a little bit more meat. I'm gonna try to snap this in half. There we go. So we're still good on length. It did break, but it got me in a little bit better material. So here's where we're at. It did shorten, but we have enough to make it work. Finger plus a quarter, and then the width needed to be the finger width, so we've got enough to make it work. Now this may not be flaked on all sides, just because of what's happened, so we're gonna clean this up here. Get rid of this broken edge. It may very well just break again. Just is what it is. Flakes are great practice. I just don't like doing a ton of pressure flaking. Hurts my hands. But that's how you learn. You know, learn by doing. So we still got room. Gonna go ahead and try to run some flakes here. Let's try it with this softer hand pad now. So we're getting there. Now we need to pull it into a triangle. At the same time, fixing the edge center line. Hey, get out of there. Then when I grabbed between my fingernails and it actually crumbled. Okay, let's see if we can pick this in a little bit more. Okay, go ahead and pull this side in best we can. Plenty of length. Got a little bit more width that we can lose. Go ahead and go this way with it. Switch over to this little guy here. And it broke. Just sheared that corner right off. And that was right in the, if it would have been in the tip, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But unfortunately, now if I wanted to keep going, I could take this corner to this corner, just make a long, skinny, triangular point, which is pretty common point style too. It's a little bit too narrow for a Vendetta, because you need to have it wide enough to where you can create barbs. And right now it is not, because I sheared it right off. So if we're wanting to be stubborn, we can try to finish something. think what happened was I was too high on the platform. But I am having a hard time seeing. It is really hard for me to see what's going on with these really small, fine pieces. And I think I just kind of boogered it when I did that. Come on, Rascal. It's a little skinny now. Well, we're gonna abandon it. No problem. So now we got this guy, which is a lot thicker. So we should be able to do better. Be nice if we could just pop that clean off right there. I'm gonna try to do that. Might be able to hit it right there and just shoot it off. Gotta get my thumb out of the way, of course. Try again. There. So now we've got a fairly flat piece. It's got some meat and potatoes to it. See if we can get through this one without breaking it. Plenty of width and length to do what we need to do here. So now we can do this side. Oops. Oops. Just trying to get. Dang it. I squeezed it in half. It's plenty of length. Plenty of width, but that would be the tip. No changing. Let's send it, see what happens. we can skinny it up, which is good news. Switch to this flaker here. I'm going to try it on the knee here, see if that doesn't help at all. Getting small. Not sure what I did there, but okay. Gotta get this thing squared back up here. Go away, chipmunk. I don't think this is going to happen, guys. Might, but I don't know. Keep fighting it. hair short, but that's it. Goodness gracious. That's a tiny little guy. Trying to even it out a little bit before I do any notching. Yeah, we're not even at the hardest part yet. So here's where we're at. This little bitty guy. Little bitty triangle. Just trying to center it up a little bit better, make it a little more symmetrical. Such a tiny point. Alright, we're gonna try to notch it and see what we can do. Here we go, let's see. It's like a straight in and then it flares out, so it's like a basil notch type of slot. Okay, and that's about a third of the way down. So here's the base. That way if I break it, there's evidence. Okay, so now we're going to come in the sides, about half to third. Knock that in here. Of course, I get it crooked. Dadgummit. tiny, tiny point. Okay, I'm gonna try to put a tip on it since I popped that one off. Hopefully you guys can see okay. It's really hard to see what I'm doing. Just gonna be gentle as we can. What I should have done is resharpen the tip of this before I started dinking. Before I started notching. Had I done that, I think I would have had a little bit better success, but I don't think it's terrible. It's just not good. Need a magnifying glass. Yeah. Just trying to get it cleaned up a little bit better here. I think we're gonna have to call that good enough. So here's where we're at. Tiny little Vendetta point. It's really hard to see. Let's see if I can put it on something. Nah, little bitty guy. Let's put it on the book. See what it looks like. So it's just about right. You can just see where I'm off on the tips, right? You can see right there, I'm off on the tip. Let's see if I can get you the base. Actually, I might pick up the phone here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Alright, here we go. Hang on one second. So as you can see, here's the Vendetta. I'm trying to make sure this is going to be all wonky on the video, I'm sure. But you can see right here that they were tiny little points. Struggling a little bit here. But I'd say it's pretty close. How they got such a fine tip here and a fine tip there. It's beyond me. This one's a bit rounded where it's broke off, but these are artifacts. They found them with that tip that sharp. It's crazy. But we'll just say mine has a lot of wear and tear on it. Oh, well, if you look at the Obsidian one, I guess there's a bit of a comparison here. Whoops. Sorry about that. There's a lot going on here. Yeah, so little bitty can't do this Vendetta. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Bye.